Yeah. So, but that's one of the things. Titanium dioxide we've got rid of, but we cannot get rid of maltodextrin yet. Okay. The gentleman, yeah. Oh, sorry. Oh, you stand up, yeah.
Can we buy your new book now?
Yes, on Amazon.
Yeah. Okay.
For those online, that's where to purchase Joe Chang's new book.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
In the future, will we be a score for various markers, like say information that you track?
So, sorry to repeat the question.
Yeah.
Just for our online folk, will the Prism in the future score different biomarkers? That's the question, right? Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
All right. So we're going into an area where each market regulations will kick in. It all depends. Yeah. I think the TGA here is not very different. In fact, probably a little bit more strict than our FDA in the US. So there's certain claims that we are not allowed to make. And I have to check, for example, the one that you cited, inflammation, whether the TGA considers that as a disease marker or a general aging marker. All right. If it's an aging marker, I think we have a good chance that we are allowed to do it. Okay. So we don't have the data yet anyway. So it's a bit premature for me to go into that and start talking to the TGA. But there are other it's somewhat connected to another question, which is asked differently. And that is, has the Prism, or is the Prism technology, does it have the potential to measuring other biomarkers, not just inflammation? Yes, it does. And that's what we're working on. For example, I think that those pictures that I showed you of the women, that actually gave us a hint that we may go after some skin health markers too in the future. Yeah. So yeah, but we have to be a bit careful on what we can study, not disease marker, and that varies, you know, from market to market. Oh, Sharon, hi. I think.
How frequently should we be measuring?
Yeah. I think generally every week is good, but here's where human nature kicks in, right? If I look at it and I want, you remember that 3 elements I put up? Retention. Retention is very much related to an individual committed to sort of taking the product, correct? And we also have, I think many of the leaders here might understand it. We also have a very strong, what should I say, evidence to suggest that subscription is what drives your business as well. Did you know subscription, John?
Absolutely.
I think so. Absolutely, right? So when you think about subscription, what is it? It's about recurring purchase of the product and recurring use or consumption of the products. One of the things, and back to human nature, in order to help and stimulate and maintain that recurring product consumption is to develop a habit. You don't think about brushing your teeth in the morning because it has become, I don't think you think about your dental health, you think because it has become a daily ritual. And I'm hoping by measuring yourself with the Prism, you actually create a daily nutritional ritual for that person and will remind him or her to take a supplement. So yes, so I think, you know, at the very beginning, it's almost like you should be measuring yourself almost every day. Got it? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Okay, as long as it's within plus or minus 10%, that's what you should expect, right? So by measuring every day, you are actually trying to see a trend. That's what most physicians do anyway. They're looking at a trend of your biomarkers. So let's assume that they are still within the plus or minus. So that means it's a steady trend. Yeah. So, and then it will start scaling up, or it's escalating when you take a supplement, like those 4 or 5 that I showed. Yeah. So then they start showing. So your trend is now going up. That's good. That's a balance, because some folks, for some reason, can never accept if they score, let's say 400, if they go down to 370, they think they're going to die. But there's actually no difference there. Yeah, it's because within the margin of error, isn't it? So hopefully, I'm hoping they will appreciate that in that sense.
Can we go Kelly, then Catherine, then Anne-Lee? They've had their hands up a long time. Oh.
I understand with the Prism, the nutritional piece, they bring antioxidant and outcomes from fruit, vegetables, and sleep and the rest of my still trying to understand the data from the AI piece, but I had 2 people that I measured who I know are very unhealthy, live on chocolate biscuits, chips, Red Bull, coffees, very high stress, but score up in the 580, 600s. And another lady that I did was about to be hospitalized from anorexia. Didn't eat any nutrition at all, lived on chicken nuggets and chips, and again, Red Bulls and that. But again, score up in the 500s. So I'm just trying to understand how, where their nutrition is so bad, how their cellular health is scoring quite high.
And you're at, oh, sorry, John.
Okay, so quickly to recap, how do we explain people with seemingly horrible habits and lifestyle getting good scores on Prism?
And you're absolutely sure, they're not eating any fruits and vegetables. Yeah, absolutely.
Did they eat cheesels and then
Yeah.
skin?
Yeah. So, and I'm assuming that device had been properly calibrated and so on. Yeah. I'm going to take all your answers as at face value, because all you guys lie. So anyway. You do. I'm going to assume that, okay? So I suspect, based on what you briefly told me about their condition and so on, I suspect they probably have another substance being produced in the body that's somewhat yellow. And that will contribute to an erroneous score. Yeah. I don't think they're measuring antioxidants on that one. So really, you know, that's really my speculation on that one.
Hey, we've got, all right, Catherine. It's hard, obviously hard case by case, yeah, especially without a deep dive, but that's a very interesting insight. Catherine, then Anne-Lee, then Mary.
My son had. I just want to know, because I've been felt it, that and PRYSM and worrying the babies, you compare it to say something like sort of twice the price. Why is our protein so much better? Like I've already seen it.
Is the quality of the protein or the source of the protein that we use? I'm sorry, I should let John repeat that question.
Yeah. So a question on pricing of the protein.
Yeah.
So we've got a testimonial of it being amazing, but also at the same time asking why is it priced so much higher than what you would find at the supermarket? Yeah.
Yeah. It's a quality, because not all proteins are created equal. Yeah. So it's because proteins are nothing but sort of almost like Lego sets. There are amino acids combined together, yeah, in particular sequence. So the quality of the protein that we as humans would love has a particular sequence, and you got to choose the right one. That's why we use in our TRME.
And Lee.
Yeah. About a month. Oh, sorry. About a month, depending on the product that you use, right? Because I won't use our products as a gauge. I'll use fruits and vegetables. We can get a dose response, if what we call it, or increase in the. Oh, want to repeat the question? Oh,
Keep going.
Oh, yeah. So depending, we can start with 0 fruits and vegetables, 2 servings, 4 servings, 8 servings, and 10, and we can see the score goes higher and higher. So you can imagine, right? So the score is very much dependent on the number of servings of fruits and vegetables. Well, within a month, I would safely say it happens. Yeah, but if the person is what? Oops, sorry. If the person is I call a flatliner, less than 200, yeah, then you can see a very dramatic improvement within 2 weeks.
Go quick.
Yes. Alcohol is fine. The sanitizer is fine. It's very little residue. It evaporates. Yeah. Just dry it and so on. Right? By the way, there's very little pigment on your finger. Yeah.
All right, Mary. We might cut it down to 1, 2, 3, and we'll wrap the questions up there. And maybe Joe will be around for a few minutes at the end.
Yeah.
Go, Mary.
I'm navigating through menopause, and what's the name of the guy that was here in Outliers in America?
Steve.
Hatchet?
Steve.
Yep.
He mentioned about MyEdge that balanced the hormone, and that works for me. I take other supplements as well, but what do you recommend? Well, because menopause is crazy. Yep.
Not the person with menopause, but menopause is crazy. It's-
So I'm very grateful for what you do. It really helped me so much. But like, there's so many ladies out there that
Yeah, understood.
going
And that's why if you can be patient and keep using the MyEdge until we come up with a new line for menopause. Yeah.
Little teaser. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Wanted to know what other products that we. I just wanted to know what the deregulation of collagen to the antioxidant score is in collagen acids. Does it have to be? Because your collagen class is very, and if you take it, would your score increase higher? And why is that?
The question is, how does the Collagen Plus product impact the Prism score?
So remember, we have an antioxidant in there. Yeah, that's what we're picking up because it's protecting the collagen. So as your score will go up with that particular product. Yeah, yeah.
Because G3 also has food.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe, maybe not. So in that situation, how would you, what would you say to those people? No, but I've had people that have tested like that.
I know. It's tough, right? On that one. It's hard because they have a high score, but I know it's not due to the antioxidant and therefore not related to nutritional health in general. It's a difficult question to respond to, frankly. I don't know. Really, there's always going to be some sort of what I call outliers. Yeah, it's never 100%, and yeah, it's a difficult one that way.
But I only thought myself if I asked the whole survey beforehand, hey, what are you eating, what are you doing in your life?
Yeah.
And that maybe
Yeah.
you know, I deal with like that all the time. So what they would really see unhealthy is question number one I asked, when was the last time you did the blood?
Yeah.
Because once you do a blood check, you understand that the liver function is no matter what. Then the activity sector, then you can actually treat and versus potentially that can happen before. So it's still really picture. You know, it's interesting that it can happen. I think.
Yeah, great answer.
All right, I think we might have to do last question here, and maybe if we can, Joey, can you hang around for 5 at the end? Get a last questions, but for the general group, Rose, last question.
What would I recommend for the Parkinson? Is that your question? I can't answer the question because none of our products actually have a direct impact on diseases. They're nutritional supplements. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I don't know.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up.
Okay.
Dr. Joe Chang.
Thank you.